Hi guys, it's Donna from Cottage Toys. I'm here to talk to you about stand-up paddle boards. Now, as we're all on virtual platforms, I want to answer some of the most common questions that I hear in the store. So what do you pick when you're going to buy a stand-up paddle board? You have all different boards, different price points, and it becomes a little overwhelming when you first look at it. So let's start with an entry-level board. The entry-level board, which I don't have on display here, is basic plastic hull. It is heavier board. We sell them from Clearwater Kayaks called the Inukshuk, and they are the cheapest price point. Heavy means a little harder to carry and a little harder to paddle, very durable, and will stand up to any kind of abuse at the cottage. And that said, I'm going to move on to the RecTech board. This is one of our #1 selling boards. This board comes in a multitude of styles or colors and styles of graphics. It's all the same board, and what this board is, it's a really durable, very tough board made of fiberglass with a polyurethane coating. So what you have is a very tough finish, and that means you can run it into a dock and it will not crack or break. I mean, it just depends on your speed, but let's assume you're paddling like a regular paddle stroke. And the other thing is that it has really strong rails, so extra durability on the rails. This board is lightweight. It has a really good rocker from tip to tail. So that means the nose and the tail come up slightly, and that means you can get up on plane a lot quicker as you're paddling. This handle here is a common question. People think that that's like a spot to put something. It's just merely a place that you can pick the board up and carry it. Makes it super easy. This board, as you can see, is quite light and quite manageable for me. So this one, the RecTech, very affordable, comes with a paddle. The paddle is carbon and it has a rubber blade around it called the guard paddle. We haven't got them shipped yet, but they are on their way, and we have lots of these in stock. This is a great opportunity to get out on the water with anybody. This will hold up to 280 pounds, so your niece that's 10 can paddle it, and so can your uncle that comes to the cottage who's 250 plus. So RecTech by Pulse, great board, and it suits everybody. We use it in a rental program because it stands up to the test of time. One more thing about the RecTech board is that it is super stable. It's 35 inches wide. And what that does is it allows you to put a larger volume of, or a larger person on it, and it gives you larger volume, which makes it more buoyant. The other great thing is this is a board that we've used in our yoga classes. And a lot of people do like to go out on the water and do yoga in the middle of the lake. It's the most peaceful thing in the morning. So this is a perfect board for yoga. So now we're going to talk about the Displacement Halls. This is a beautiful board made by Kahuna, designed in Canada. You can see it has a Canadian flag on the logo at the back, on the deck, and also on all the logos. So this board is one of my favorites to paddle. It is a Displacement Hall. So what it means, the Displacement Hall means it's got that nice pointed nose and it drops right down so that it really cuts through the water smoothly. And that means you're not wandering as you're paddling, you're going in a straightforward direction, and it means that you get more effort from your paddling. You can go further, faster, and not that you want to win a race, but you might want to see more of the lake. So it has this beautiful deck on it. It also has this nice drop down standing area, deck area, and that just lowers the volume of the board, lowers the weight of the board, and it also gives you a good idea about where your feet should be when you're moving around, say turning the board. You have a nice spot to stand in and you're a little lower profile on the board. So some of the common questions that I'm going to answer are, for example, what is this? This is a Gore-Tex valve. So what it does, as you know, Gore-Tex breathes, so it allows vapor to escape but not penetrate. So what it does is it'll allow the gases that will off-gas from the foam inside your board as it heats up, allows them to escape and will not cause bubbling within the board. You'll find on cheaper boards this piece is missing, and that over time will cause the board to get some bubbling inside the deck of the board and cause compromises in the board later on. These are obviously bungees that are for any kind of, like you can put your water bottle, you can put your life jacket under there. Most people like to wear their life jacket, and we recommend that because it is considered a boat and you do need the same things that are required for a boat. They technically say you need a safety kit. We have spoken to the Marine Police and they say if you're wearing your life jacket, all you need is a throw line and a whistle. Good to know, so you don't want to get that $300 and whatever ticket. This board in particular, also, I want to talk about the weight of it. This is a 100% carbon board, and so it is incredibly lightweight, 26 pounds, and it's a 12/6 board. So talking about length of board, so there's a couple of factors involved in how you get speed on a board. So first of all, let's just see how easy this is to carry. Woo! So really lightweight. I mean, I can whip this up with one hand if I can get my balance. And so incredibly lightweight. And that means it's going to clip along really fast and you'll be able to beat all your friends on the water. Not that you should be competitive when you're stand-up paddleboarding, but I happen to be competitive about just about everything. So when you're talking about the shape of the board, we looked earlier at the Rectex, which are wider, more stable. They have a rounded nose and they travel nice and smoothly through the water. They get up on plane quickly. This board is designed to move at an even faster pace because it's very narrow, but that takes away some of the stability. So depending on your athleticism, you may want something that is narrow and more challenging. The deck of the board has some width, so you are going to get some stability here, but buoyancy, like in a kayak, is also a good thing because when you sit higher in the water, you can go faster. The only drawback with the longer board would be a little slower turning. If you're not as concerned about racing or turning, then the length gives you more distance and you can travel more distance faster. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell with the Displacement Halls. And we have lots of these boards in stock. We carry not only the 100% carbon, we have a beautiful one called the King, and it is a complete bamboo finish on the deck. Gorgeous board. They will be in a couple of months. They're on their way here. We've already booked them. So if you want a nice Kahuna board for the cottage this summer, get in and book it now. So now let's talk about inflatable stand-up paddle boards, also called ISUPs. So this is an ISUP, and this one's really incredible. Not only is it beautiful looking, but it is very functional. It has a spot for a GoPro camera. It's got a spot for a dry bag, life jacket, or whatever. It comes with a leash. It comes with a fin, pump, bag, and a 3-piece paddle that all breaks down and fits inside the bag. So the big advantage with inflatable stand-up paddle boards would be the transporting the boards. So if you're going camping, if you're traveling, like if you're eventually going south, this bag easily goes on your back and is easy to move around. So, you know, lots of people are camping these days. You can go out on the water easily with this, and it makes it really fun. Great bag, easy to get around with. So yeah, number one reason for buying an ISUP is usually storage. So it packs into a small bag and you can take it anywhere. And then ease of transportation. So getting it from one place to another. Also, the incredible weight. Once it's inflated, it's really easy to manage. Not sure what the exact weight is, but it would be around 22 pounds. And again, the stiffness of this board makes it incredible to paddle. So you don't notice a big difference between a rigid board and an inflatable board. Now, there is a bit of a difference in far as steering goes and directional stability. And what I mean by directional stability is going straight ahead. When you're paddling an ISUP, because the edges are not as crisp or as pronounced as a rigid board. There is a little bit of wandering that happens with the board. Fin helps. There is a nice rocker to this board, so if you look from nose to tail, you can see that helps with getting the board up on plane. Now, with a fiberglass or a Rectech board, their smoother finish makes them glide through the water quicker, and that makes it a little faster on the water as well. So those would be the drawbacks: the stability, the directional stability, and the glide on the water. So other than that, ice ups are a great way for anyone to get out on the water. Super reasonably priced. This board, for example, is $9.99. And I want to talk about the paddle quick. So this is the paddle that comes with this package. And like I said, it's a 3-piece paddle, so this whole thing breaks down and goes inside the bag. Now this one's aluminum, a little heavier, and a little less stiff than any of the other paddles that we sell, but reasonably priced and really easy and quick to get out on the water. So just a wrap up of the 3 styles of boards that we've talked about today. First of all, being the Rectech board, surf style with the rounded nose. And this one is one of our best-selling boards because it's a great cottage board and it's lightweight, it moves quick in the water. The Displacement Hall, lighter, stiffer, faster, more expensive, and really great paddling. Goes straight and further faster. The ice up, the 2 big advantages of the ice up: easy to transport, lightweight, and you can go anywhere on it. You can pack it up in a bag and take it camping. So thanks for joining me, and get out on the water. So now let's talk paddles. So our stand-up paddles there are 3 or 4 different styles. This one is the aluminum, the entry-level price point paddle. The disadvantage with an aluminum paddle, if you have a cold morning that you're going out for a paddle, grab onto the aluminum. It is quite cold. They do have grips on them, but you still are dealing with a colder paddle, and it's a heavier paddle, so it's a little harder to maneuver. The next one I'm going to show you is called the guard paddle. This is the paddle that is included with our Rectech boards. It's a great paddle, nice and light. It's got a fiberglass shaft, poly blade, and then it's got this protective coating around the bottom of the paddle, so when you touch it on a rock or something, it's not going to split your paddle. And it also is adjustable. All the paddles we sell are adjustable, so set it for whatever height you need it at. Where you should set your paddle is right into the fold of your arm or your hand. You're at your wrist, right there. So that one's a fiberglass paddle, and then these 2 are both carbon paddles, 100% carbon, and they are the stiffest, fastest, lightest, and also the most expensive paddle we sell. This is a connection to the water. This is where I think is a smart place to spend money because, when you're paddling for a length of time, the difference between the energy you get out of a carbon paddle and an aluminum paddle is incredible. These are stiff, they paddle well, and it's well worth the best bang for your buck. So also adjustable, anybody can use it. Thanks.